probably know it's a problem many people suffer on a daily basis, chronic lower back pain. The pain could be caused by a number of different issues, but everyone who suffers agrees it can be debilitating. Some have found relief through a therapy called spinal decompression. Here to tell us more about spinal decompression, how it works, please welcome Dr. P Thain from Wellness One in Bellevue, along with his patient, Loretta Westcamp. Welcome to you both. And so, obviously, Loretta is here because she's feeling better, so congratulations. Let's talk about spinal decompression, how this works.
Well, basically, it's a very simple concept. What we're working to do is to rehydrate the disc. The machine actually applies a pressure that gently creates a decompressed state, which is a negative pressure at the disc level, and that draws water, oxygen, and nutrients to the disc. Our discs do not get much blood supply, so they don't heal real well when they've been injured.
Right, that's what I've heard. I have a torn disc, and I've been told they just don't heal.
They don't heal because they have very limited, if any, blood supply. So what we do is we're working just to restore movement and motion, which helps to rehydrate the disc, helps to improve the integrity of the disc. So, and if there is any bulging, in many cases, actually we'll suck it back in.
Wow.
And I have some great cases where you see, pre and post. It's unbelievable.
Well, let's take a look at that, as a matter of fact. Our first animation that we want to show is of a back injury, what it looks like when somebody's injured. So tell us what we're looking at.
So this is the disc, and what you see is what's called the nucleus pulposus, and that's the center of the disc. It's like a gelatin substance, kind of like the inside of a jelly donut.
Right.
And what happens is when that outer annular structure gets injured, that disc will protrude out, and that puts pressure on the nerves that you see. Those nerves go down to your legs and your feet.
Yep.
So sciatica, leg pains, butt pain, lower back pain.
Right, it can go all the way down to your feet,
all
right?
All the way down to your feet. Not only that, let me mention this, those nerves also control colon, bladder, reproductive organs. So you start having other issues in regards to your health. I always tell people, pain's one thing, but it can start literally robbing you of your health, too.
I didn't realize that it could have reproductive consequences. That's really something. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at our second video, and this shows how the spinal decompression machine, which I take it is a big thing because we couldn't bring it in there, bring it in here. There it is. Here's a patient, an unusual looking patient. Yeah. Show us what's going to happen.
So what we basically do is we isolate as best we can the disc structure and create that negative pressure. We're pulling, and it's on a logarithmic program with the computer that draws the water and oxygen nutrients back in the disc, basically working to rehydrate the disc, drawing those the nutrients and again the water back in the disc. It's just simple, basic nature premise.
Yeah, so you're kind of gently being stretched in a lengthwise kind of fashion.
Yes, and by creating that negative pressure, it can in many cases suck that bulge back in, but most importantly, again, draw the water and oxygen nutrients to the disc.
Well, let's talk about how that went for you before all of this happened. Do you know what caused your back injury, first of all?
Yes, ma'am.
What
I
was
in Iraq.
Oh, please don't call me ma'am. That just... Sorry. I feel like I'm 100 years old already. You were in Iraq, and what happened?
We had mortars coming in, and the explosion threw me. And when it threw me, it pinched my back. And when our doctor looked at me downrange, he instantly said, your nerve's been pinched. And so it stayed that way. They kept me down there for 3 more months, and by the time I got back stateside, it was, surgeries and...
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for your service, and I'm sorry for the injury. What did it do in terms of its impact on your life, your day-to-day living?
It made day-to-day living impossible. I couldn't hardly get out of bed most of the time. Walking, standing, sitting, anything like that was painful. Couldn't pick up my grandchildren. Couldn't go for rides with my husband. I didn't even want to go anywhere because by the time it all started happening, the pain caused depression because I gained weight and didn't want to go anywhere. So
you can't go anywhere, and being so limited is depressing. I mean, you have every reason to feel that way. How did you find out about this potential treatment with Dr. Thain?
My husband. He was driving and he was listening to the radio, and he heard Dr. Thain on the radio, and he come home that night and he was like, "Here, take this number." And I said, "What is this?" He goes, "You're going to see this doctor." I said, "No." And he said, "Oh yes, you're going to see him because somebody has to help you, and if he can help you, then I want my wife back." And I said,
"Wow,
okay." So I called the number, and the next day we went and seen Dr. Thain, and he got me an appointment the very next day and started treatment.
What does this machine feel like when you're undergoing treatment?
It's like laying down, taking a nap almost.
Okay, sign me up.
My feet are elevated with a pad underneath of on my knees, and you just lay back and your arms are underneath the thing, and you have belts across your chest and your abdomen where the discs are. And when it's pulling you, it's just a gentle pull, and then it relaxes, and then it pulls, and it relaxes. So it's not a constant
tugging
pulling
on
and
you.
tugging on you, and it's very tolerable.
How long was it before you felt relief?
Actually, I felt relief within the first couple of treatments, but having to learn to deal with it again, you know, because you get some muscle soreness and stuff because you're getting used to it, because your body's not used to getting the oxygen and stuff. So it took a little bit, but within, I would say, a week or two, I was already doing things that I hadn't done in so long.
And are you pain-free now?
I am, and
that is incredible.
It's amazing.
No wonder you look so happy. I mean, honestly, that's fantastic. And you have a special offer to our viewers. I hope that includes me. What is it?
We're offering an opportunity to come in. You get an initial consultation. Basically, the purpose is to see if we can help. Some people are not candidates for this procedure. We can at least assess to see if you're a potential candidate. So there's no charge for it to come in for a consultation.
Well, then there's no reason not to come in and at least see, because a lot of people have tried everything.
Yes.
And so this is another option, non-surgical, non-pain medication option to treat the pain. Thank you both so much. I'm very happy for you. Very happy. We've posted more online for you about Dr. Thain and Wellness One.